Executive Vice President of Government Affairs for WSWA, Dawson Hobbs.
I'm super excited to bring to the live stage a true disruptive entrepreneur, rock legend and counterculture icon who always has great bandmates and with his new group has teamed up with Minhas Distillery on Moneybag Vodka, a 10 times distilled, gold-filtered spirit. Please help me welcome to the stage Minhas Distillery founder Ravinder Minas and the God of Thunder himself, Gene Simmons.
Take the middle.
Hi, everybody. I'm very upset you're here for free.
Well, Gene, let's start with you. Less than 2 months ago was Kiss's final show at Madison Square Garden. Can you talk about how you remember that night, or maybe the whole tour if you prefer?
Well, at my age, you don't remember much of anything. But we're in a band that wore more makeup than higher heels than all you girls out there, and some of you guys. You know what I mean, right? And 50 years of touring is enough. I want to spend the rest of my life doing only exciting ventures, and one of which is with my esteemed, good-looking, powerful, and attractive partner, Ravinder, right here, who stopped his modeling career to join me in launching Moneybag Vodka, one of the most fun things you can have in your mouth, 10 times distilled, don't forget to swallow. See what I'm doing there? These are all free jokes. The girls are laughing, some aren't. But literally the best, the finest product, 10 times distilled. We're very proud of our vodkas, and now back to you.
Throughout the entire End of the Road tour, we never once heard you use the word retirement. Doesn't seem like you're fit for that.
Well, retirement is for losers. While you're alive, use it or lose it. So every day above ground, I don't know about you guys, but life is a race, and I think we all agree, as you're getting closer to the end of the line, what do? Slow down or speed up? As you're getting to the end of your life, I'm 74 now, still have some hair on my back, but as the end of your life is coming up at you, get on your hind legs and get out there and shake the planet.
We don't have to ask if it was really the final Kiss show, because we know it's not the last we've seen of Kiss on stage. What are your future plans?
No, it is. It's the last Kiss show, the last time Kiss is going to be playing in makeup and the big show and all that. The Gene Simmons band continues. We have our wonderful vodka.
We thought it was perfect timing when Gene was done touring with Kiss to launch the vodka, because we had the time to go to the territories and do what it takes to make a successful brand. So it's not a coincidence, and I don't think that's a word, retirement, that Gene knows.
No, and we have lots of other ventures. We have a film company. This summer you'll be able to go to your local movie theater, 3,000 theaters, and see the first Simmons-Hamilton motion picture called Deep Water with Sir Ben Kingsley, Aaron Eckhart, Rennie Harlan directing, who did one of the Die Hards. A lot of exciting things going on. But the most exciting thing here is, besides yours truly, by the way, you notice how much better I look in real life than in photos? Yeah. Moneybag Vodka really promises to be, if not the biggest, one of the biggest brands you'll ever see out there, and we intend to make it so.
So I read somewhere that the Kiss brand has been licensed for 5,000 products, from lunchboxes to video games, condoms and caskets.
Condoms, caskets, we'll get you coming, we'll get you going.
As one does.
Told you that would work.
Separately from Kiss, are there any other unique products besides Moneybag Vodka?
Well, we're here because of the nature of what everybody's involved in is in spirits, and we only want to emphasize the important thing right here. Right place, right time, right thing. The right thing right now is Moneybag Vodka. We urge you, if you haven't been able to contact my powerful and attractive friend here, Ravinder, if we're talking about distribution, It's open. We're doing this slowly. We want to meet partners who care about us in the long distance. There are always going to be celebrities who are going to pop up once and you're never going to see their sorry asses again. That's not who we are. I'm here to press the flesh and make you know that we need you and you need us, and that we both ultimately, invariably, and other big words like gymnasium, work for the public. We want to make sure you understand we're committed to this, and so if it means patting your grandma on her behind, whatever it takes, we're going to make sure you know we care.
That's right.
Okay, could you tell us a little bit about what brought you to Access Live, what you hope to accomplish here, and maybe how you decided to partner with Ravinder?
So Gene and I when Gene came up with the concept of the bottle and then decided that this is where he wanted to go, I said, okay, well, there's a few changes we need to make. Number one is we couldn't have the top look like a money bag because we need to fill it. We also need somewhere for all the mandatories. So we created that, and then we wanted to go test it. And although we produced a product in Wisconsin, I own the Minhas Brewery in Wisconsin, which is the top 10 largest. We've got a good hold on the Canadian market. So we went in December and launched it in Western Canada. Work out the kinks, make an understanding of what it was, and then get all the sizes and the production that we wanted. And then I said, Gene, I think the next right opportunity is for you to meet the distributors. And so come join me for 2 days at WSWA. People that we've worked with for a long time and others that we're meeting for the first time, and get a sense and an understanding of what it's going to take and a shared vision with our distributors to get to market. So luckily said yes and came in on Monday night, and we leaves this evening, and so we spent the 2 days talking, meeting, and understanding what it was going to take for us to launch Moneybags correctly.
So tell us the history behind the Moneybag name. How did you settle on that?
Well, the male of the species is visually stimulated, and so the imagery is much more important. The name we considered last. I started signing my name, Simmons, when I give out autographs for the band by putting 2 slices through the S like a $sign. And because we started to do jewelry before you were born in 1976, I trademarked the signature to my name. And because I trademarked the Simmons with the $sign, it creaked open the door and allowed me to try to figure out if I can trademark the actual Moneybag logo, which nobody owned. I do. Around the world, by the way. I also own the euro. I'm the only person on the planet that owns the euro, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, the pound sign, even the rupee, as long as it's in the bag of money, as approved by the various countries around the world. But that's just the beginning. Just because you own a name and everything, now it's what are you going to do with it? It's the application always. And I, despite the fact that I think the world of myself, you live and die by the people you associate with. So even once I had the chance to do a vodka, until I met my better half, Ravinder,
Thank you.
it just didn't seem plausible. Who's going to make it? Who controls the quality? How do you distribute it? Where? Who are your friends? Because your partners have to be your friends. Who the hell wants to be in business with people you hate?
Right.
Which is why I'm here. I want to meet you guys. Ravinder wants to meet you. And, you know, we appreciate even giving us the time of day. So that's the beginning of it. You're going to see a lot of us. I'm about to do American Idol in a few weeks, and then CNN is going to do a special on a lot of the licensing and merchandising I do outside the band and all that. You're going to see this logo popping up everywhere. You'll see.
I got nothing to add. It was amazing. He had the trademark done and the bottle done. So for us, it was a matter of getting it to production, creating it. Gene wanted bigger, so we actually have a 3-liter bottle that goes into duty-free in the international markets in Canada. We brought the 1.75 liter, and we also launched the 50 ml in the same shape, which became a big stocking stuffer and something we couldn't keep up with. My production arm for our distilleries really hate the 50 ml because you can imagine what that's like to fill. But the consumers have loved it. And so we're actually developing a fragrance as well because we see that opportunity, and we happen to be in the consumer packaged goods business as well. So it's a little bit of cross promotion on what that bottle will do and the uniqueness for it. But what we brought to the table, because we're the manufacturer, is that our price points are very reasonable for the product, so that we're not something that you're going to buy just once. The quality is correct and the pricing is correct. So we have a go-to-market strategy that makes it more than a novelty purchase.
Right. So you've got this great tasting product in a beautiful bottle, but
As a matter of fact, speaking of potato chips, we were just in our room, not far from here, and we had professionals, distributors, and people who had their own brands who came in. Can we taste it? What was the result of the? As a matter of fact, just now, what were the comments?
Yeah, so it was a gentleman that owned a distillery in Scotland that said, I'm not a vodka drinker, but can I take one of these bottles? This is the best vodka I've had. And so for us, that's more important than everything else, is that the product inside's in there. So it's awesome. It's reassuring and it's nice to do. So.
And in our room, can we taste it? We said, absolutely. You're about to taste the finest vodka you've ever had, literally from the time they put their nose into the glass, and usually people have their noses up my ass, but that's another story. You knew that was coming, right? So you start, it doesn't bother your nose, and then they taste it smooth and goes smooth all the way down. We stand by our product. It's the finest out there.
so it's a great tasting product and beautiful bottle, but I thought the secret to celebrity brands was you were all supposed to start tequilas these days.
All supposed to do what?
Start tequila brands these days.
The Gila brand?
Tequila.
Tequila. All in due time, my friend. But vodka is the largest area in the spirits brand, and we want to show you that size does count, that your girlfriend has been lying all these years.
And we feel like there's enough celebrities in tequila. We can't keep up. So.
You know, celebrities are okay. I'm kind of a big deal in some areas. I recognize that, but it means squat. Come on. Just because Chubby Checker or some guy that was in a movie or a TV show shows up once and then you never see their sorry ass again doesn't mean anything. It's like here today, gone tomorrow. Only the people that stick with their brands forever. Jimmy Dean, when I was growing up, was a television personality, and he had hit Big Bad Joe. You know, you had hit records and all that stuff. Jimmy Dean has passed away. I still see commercials on TV. Hi, it's Jimmy Dean. Try my sausage and all. That's what you want. Even past, when they finally drag my sorry ass into the ground, kicking and screaming, I want my name associated. You want to hear the voice and the image of Moneybag vodka. This is a forever brand.
So Ravinder, we've seen a lot of celebrities get into the industry. What was it that made partnering with Gene attractive to you?
Yeah, I mean, I own a television company as well, so I'm close to WME and CAA, and I'm honored when they call me often and ask me if I'm interested in doing brands with other celebrities. And the resounding reason I say no is that outside of a few social media posts, I don't actually know if they're going to really be engaged. And so when we had a mutual friend that wanted me to talk to Gene, I honestly said, I'm not a rock and roll person. I frankly like hip hop more, but I obviously know who Kiss is. But it was me talking to Gene and discovering what an entrepreneur he was, and that he understood and had a shared vision for what it was going to take to make this successful. So we got together. Actually, I went to his house, met his beautiful wife. We sat down for a number of hours and discussed what the business was going to look like. And so it had all the right equations for what we felt we could be, and also enjoying each other's company and understanding that we're going to work hard to get this done. And so for me, it was an easy yes, and it was how quickly can we do it, but understanding that it takes years to build a liquor brand. This isn't something that's going to be overnight, and sharing that with Gene and everybody around the table to understand that. So once you sit down and actually understand his business acumen and what he's been doing since the 70s, before I was born, is that it comes with experience, and so I get to tap into that marketing side.
Yeah, so partnering with a celebrity means more than just somebody with a name and a Q score.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of posters of celebrities around in this hall and others, but Gene's here, so I think that speaks volumes.
Right.
Yeah, I saw Mariah Carey, who's wonderful, posters and all that stuff. Where are they?
Right. So Ravinder, your brewery and distillery in Monroe, Wisconsin, is a lot larger of a manufacturer. What are some of the other products that we might know?
Yeah, so I mean, our history into the business, I've been in the business for 25 years. I bought the brewery 18 years ago. in Monroe, Wisconsin, which was the second oldest in this nation. And actually, I exported 85% of the volume to Canada for 20 years, 22 years of that. And so you would see our name in the top 10 largest breweries in this nation, but you would actually not recognize my brands outside of some control label that I do for Trader Joe's, Costco, the Kirkland Light Signature Beer, 7-Eleven, the Advent calendars we did with Sam's Club, Sparkly, the seltzer water that we do with Walmart. And so I had those relationships, but outside of that, I didn't really have a necessity or a need to put my spirits or my beer products into the US market versus exporting it. Well, Justin Trudeau and Donald Trump didn't get along so well. And so as the border was changing and things weren't working as well, or we were concerned what the future looked like, we went ahead and built distilleries and breweries in Canada. And so we have 3 breweries and 2 distilleries in Canada. And so that gave us the opportunity to step out into the US market. And so, my brewery runs at 600 cans or bottles a minute. You guys will recognize some of the brands that we produce. As an example, Happy Dad started with us. So there's many brands that aren't necessarily directly associated with Minhas, but was part of our business plan. And so when we took away the Canadian business and do that in Canada, that opened us up to what we wanted to do in the distilling and the spirits business. And so, frankly, I didn't really show up to WSWAs. I would send our staff, and they do a great job. But our distributors are ones that had a history with the brewery even before my time, before we owned it. And so this was our opportunity, and this is our step out into the market. So, so we continue to operate the second oldest brewery in this country. It's 550,000 square feet. I'm Teamsters Union, and we grow every year. And so this is one of those opportunities.
So before Moneybags, did you have any experience with other collaborations or boutique brands like this?
I do. I have one other one. I mean, not many. My partners are typically my family, so there's not. Gene is a special one. I did one called Ardingstall's Gin with Paul Feig that is a director but a gin aficionado, and we actually export more of that to the UK than necessarily what we do in America. So,
cool.
Yeah.
So tell us about your relationship together. Do you have a similar business approach, or whether you're selling out stadiums or shipping cases and cases of spirits?
Well, we've spent a lot of time together, so so we have a good personal relationship. In fact, my daughters think he's cool, Grandpa Gene. My 4-year-old insisted that she's here with us.
Grandpa?
Listen, you're 74, okay? In their world, you're Grandpa Gene. But we have this working relationship and understanding where we want to take the business. And with the experience in the context that Gene has, and it's just been a lot of fun. We've created something that we're now excited to share with the world.
So some people may not realize that Gene's a founding partner of Rock and Brews, a growing national restaurant chain. Are we going to be seeing Moneybags at Rock and Brews in the future?
Yeah, the answer is yes. Rock and Brews is across America, St. Louis, we have 2 at Los Angeles Airport and across. They're big, and now Rock and Brews is venturing into casinos. There are Rock and Brews casinos that are starting to go. Not pushing that relation. Just because I'm a founding partner, we're taking it slow. We want partners in different parts of the world, and we're great friends with Louis at Southern Glacier and all that, and we can go national. But the personal touch is missing. You and I had a conversation just a little while ago, and we connected because you're kind of a good-looking guy. You're going to be popular in jail, I have a feeling. Until if and when there's a connection between people, because people make deals, not products. If I just hand you this microphone here, put it in your store, what's the incentive for making it look nice on the shelf? The point of purchase material. When you're connected emotionally with somebody, people like it better, the presentation is better, and then they commit to it better. And what we want is brand loyalty. We want the fans to love it and keep coming back, not once because of celebrity. So it's a different way to approach this. Longer is slower. Slow and easy. We'll get there, but it'll stick to your ribs more instead of just here today, gone tomorrow. Right, girls? Too fast? Too anything? That's no good, I think.
So tell us how your meetings have been here at Access Live. What's the show been like for you?
It was fantastic. I mean, we had meetings every 30 minutes all day yesterday. and then we did media this morning and continued. So after this, we're done. But it was a fantastic 2 days, as it always is at WSWA. So.
Great. Well, we appreciate your time. I think we have a couple minutes to take any questions from the audience, if anybody has any. Oh, here we go.
Go into flavors.
It's not on.
I think it's now on. I think, would you be going to eventually going into flavor vodkas?
Yes, no question. Absolutely. We're watching the trends and seeing where they are, but we just wanted to start where we are. We have enough SKUs to start, but yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Slow and easy. There's nothing like going into someplace and there's so much to look at. It's just, too much is not good. Slow and easy. Learn. Trust is the most important thing in a relationship. When you taste and get involved emotionally with Moneybag vodka, what's next? Because you're already committed to it emotionally. Not, look at all these products that this company has. Slow and easy. Wait for the pretty girl. By the way, notice how we have beauty queens passing the microphone to you.
So you said slow, not fast. So what is your rollout strategy in 2024? First markets, second markets, that sort of thing.
Yeah, so we'll start with California because that's where Gene is. There's some strategic ones there. Brian Bowden, who used to run BevMo for 24 years, is working with us. So those are some easy opportunities for us to go and start with. But we have also got some deep relationships in Florida. And so we've got a group of about 20 or 30 that want it on the nightlife side in Miami. So we'll be going there next. And those two, and then the Midwest. That's where the brewery's strongest. That's where we have really strong connections. And so those are places that Gene and I will be frequenting for a while. And then we're just going to kind of slowly keep on going from there. To be honest, there were some very enthusiastic distributors, which is, the team and I will go back and discuss that we feel like why miss the opportunity, or their portfolio is in the right position where we could get a lot of attention and do it right. But we also like to be a little bit more retail driven. And so we have some requests from some of the larger retailers for certain formats in certain markets. So we may take those opportunities a little bit earlier than was the first part of our strategic plan.
By the way, quietly and without a lot of push, Moneybag Vodka is debuting in Norway February the 9th. I'm going to be going over there in Europe in the late spring, early summer to do some dates with the Gene Simmons band, headlining festivals and things like that. But no great push. Let it happen. Let people hear about it. Let them come to it instead of just pushing in their faces all over the place. Here today, gone tomorrow. So there are things happening. You plant a seed. It's like a farmer plants a seed and somebody comes over and says, "Where's the apple?" No. It's like, let it grow, let it catch, let the roots sit. Takes a while, and then once that tree is in, you'll keep getting the apples, right?
We have 5 pillars to the brand, and the KISS Army is one of those 5. What we did in Canada in December was did 4 cities in 5 days, and we had 5,000 or 6,000 people line up, come take pictures with Gene and sign, and that's great. But we were only doing that to prove for today and have those videos to show he's engaged in the brand. That's not our strategy go forward, because that's you can do that anytime, but that doesn't mean it's going to have longevity. But we do like that. That's one of our pillars. Is definitely the KISS Army is strong and there, but it's not our only strategy to market. So we did it to say that we can. It was amazing. People were standing outside at minus 25 degrees Celsius. It was cold. And so we did get everybody through. Of course, 3/4 of the way through, we had to stop doing signatures and just do pictures. But it did prove to us and wanted to show that, yeah, we're willing to do it. Maybe we could have picked a warm month, but anyways, it was what it was. So.
Any other questions? No?
Right.
Any final thoughts for the audience, Gene?
Oh.
I just want to say sincerely and from the bottom of my heart, it was a pleasure to see me.
Well, thank you. Thank you for coming, and we appreciate everybody.